two reasons. One, it gives us a feeling of fullness, which is even better for media purposes. Can we please hold on for a second? Yes, please. Let's get the room full as we have a bit of traffic coming in, and once everyone is settled, hopefully within the next 60 seconds perhaps. And I hope that your knees can hold up for that long. Another 60 seconds, we'll have you on your feet, and then we will have the national anthem. I think we are now down to about 30 seconds. Once again, kindly move forward, if you will. We, of course, know it's your prerogative, but we encourage you to please move forward and let's have a better feeling of fullness. And once again, if you are cold, trust me, it's better to be closer to other people who are generating some thermal energy. National anthem.
Arise, compatriots, Nigeria, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace
You may please be seated. I recognize the presence of incumbents, innovators, regulators, and disruptors. It's important that you also note that those characterizations are not mutually exclusive. But in addition to that unorthodox recognition of presence, I of course want to recognize the presence of the Deputy Governor for Financial System Stability of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Aisha Ahmad, CFA. Can we get a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen? I also recognize the presence of the Honorable Commissioner for Science and Technology for Lagos State, Mr. Akeem Popola Pham. Another round of applause. While we will limit these recognitions to these members of the government, we would like to go straight ahead to the order of the day. Welcome, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to this fourth annual National Fintech Conference. And this is day one of this two-day conference that forms a very important and prominent part of the Nigeria Fintech Week. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nigeria Fintech Week is indeed the main fintech and the digital stakeholder platform event in Nigeria, and it is organized by Fintech Associates Limited and Fintech Association of Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year's conclave is themed Surviving with Fintech Innovation. What are the sustaining factors? There is no doubt that we have an incredibly impressive lineup of speakers as well as panelists and moderators, ladies and gentlemen, that will help to catalyze and galvanize very important discourse that we look forward to helping to continue to promote innovation within this all too important ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to make the very first introduction to the person who would introduce more appropriately this important gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, this man has 20 years experience in the banking sector, as well as 10 years experience as non-financial sector non-banking financial sector. Can we please put our hands together for the COO of the Fintech Association of Nigeria for the introduction, Dr. Babatunde Obrima. A round of applause for this distinguished personality, ladies and gentlemen, as he makes his way up to the stage. Mic check.
The Deputy Governor of Central Bank, the DG SEC, MDs of banks here present, the President of the Fintech Association of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to this Fintech Week. It's going to be an exciting week with all sorts of activities. The President will give more details when it comes to his welcome address. Mine is just to set the pace. And in doing that, I'd like to say that this is a FinTech event, so everybody here is with a smartphone. And because they are smartphones, they understand what you say to them. So please, let's have all our phones, talk to them. Please stay on silent for the period of this event. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome the President of the Association to please give his welcome address, Dr. Segun Aina.
Hey.
Mrs. Aisha Ahmed, Deputy Governor, Central Bank of Nigeria, Financial System Stability. I also want to recognize the Acting Director General, Securities and Exchange Commission, Mary Uduk, who has a very, very special role to play today, as you have seen in the program, launching of the, visualized study that have been taken in terms of fintech adoption in the capital market in Nigeria. I also recognize the President of the Federal Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Dr. Ushe Olowu. I'm not doing the recognition in any particular order, so please permit me, because I know that representative of the Lagos State Governor is here, the Commissioner for Science, Information and Technology, Mr. Pham. You're welcome. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, I should not fail to recognize my dear sister, Dr. Sarah Alade, former acting governor of the Central Bank, former deputy governor of the Central Bank. So thank you very, very much for coming. Bank CEOs, I've seen Dr. Patrick, Mr. Kadi Akinwutan, and of course, members of the executive of the Fintech Association of Nigeria. The vice chairman is here, Mr. Adebajomo, and other members, Mrs. Bumish Lawson, and our guests, all our guests from far and near. I want to welcome you to this 2019 Nigeria Fintech Week. It is reassuring to note the growth and sustenance of the most significant and most impactful Nigeria Fintech gathering, which started in April 2017 as a one-day First National Fintech Conference. This was followed by the two-day Second National Fintech Conference in January 2018, and subsequently the Third National Fintech Conference in December 2018, which was integrated into the week-long Made in Africa Fintech Festival held in Lagos in this same hall in December 2018. In response to stakeholder demand, the platform has metamorphosed into the Nigeria Fintech Week with the two-day Fourth National Fintech Conference, which we are starting today, being a prominent part of the week's event. Ladies and gentlemen, significant milestones have been recorded for the Nigerian and African economies and the fintech ecosystem specifically. For instance, the Fintech Association of Nigeria was created during the first National Fintech Conference in 2017, and that association today boasts of over 100 institutional members and individual members from 9 sectors of the economy. Mostly, from the banking industry, almost all the banks are members. The big global consulting firms, PwC, Ernst & Young, Deloitte are members. Even universities are members, University of Ibadan, Nsukka, Legal Business School. The press are also involved because they help to disseminate some of the things that are happening. So we have Channels TV, and a lot of ProShare and so on, and law firms, and so many, so covering the eco system. And they are all working together to connect, to accelerate, and advocate. Similarly, the African Fintech Network was inaugurated in a grand style during the Third National Fintech Conference and Made in African Fintech Festival in Lagos in December 2018. The inauguration was done by the President of the African Development Bank and the Office of the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. We today, less than 1 year after inauguration, have 29 member countries. That is, country national fintech associations are members of the African Fintech Network. And I'm privileged and honored to also lead that network of African Fintech associations. We have 29 member countries currently in the African Fintech Network who have collectively been supportive of continental initiatives such as the African Free Continental Trade Area and the Digital Africa Project, that built global partnerships, connected Africa to the fintech world, and they are recognized and supported by the African Union, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, African Development Bank, Afrexim Bank, and others. These self-regulatory organizations have brought needed coordination to the fintech system in Nigeria and in Africa, with linkages to and alliances with similar organizations in other markets all over the world. Indeed, Nigeria and Africa have benefited from the power of ecosystems, which has been defined by Forbes Africa as a network of cross-industry players who work together to define, build, and execute markets, creating customer and consumer solutions. Forbes Africa went further to allude to the fact that an ecosystem is defined by the depth and breadth of potential collaboration among a set of players. That is what we are building, both in Nigeria and in Africa. The Nigeria Fintech Week brings together various organizations and individuals in the disruptive technology ecosystem, both within and outside Nigeria. We are happy to have recorded over 4,000 participants across various sectors and from over 20 countries in all the continents who have registered to attend different aspects of the week's event. For instance, for this conference, we have about 2,100 registrations for the different aspects of it. A number of events are lined up in the week, spanning Monday, that was yesterday, 20th October, to Saturday, 2nd November. The hope now was the FinTech Masterclass for regulators, held yesterday, 28th October, and attended by 80 participants from 9 regulatory institutions. Central Bank was represented, NDIC, SEC, NCC, NICDA, EFCC, NFIU. They were all to come and share their experience as to how regulation and innovation are working in those other places. And of course, we also had some market operators and fintech startups, as well as some of our international participants. It was a huge success with remarkable outcomes. Later this morning, ladies and gentlemen, the Securities and Exchange Commission will be launching on this stage the roadmap for the fintech adoption in the Nigerian capital market. We acknowledge the vision behind this project, which is aimed at promoting and advancing creativity and innovation through technology digital adoption in the Nigeria capital market. I'm very proud of